Minister, I too join with other deputies to welcome the extension of the CRIS and the EWIS schemes, and I think we also need to acknowledge revenue forbearance in terms of debt warehousing, but I think we must also acknowledge as well that as we open up the economy, there are going to be lots of particularly small to medium-sized enterprises who are going to reopen with significant debt attached to their businesses. In terms of the EWIS, we know that there needs to be a 30% reduction in turnover or in unit orders from the 6 months period of 2019, the same 6 months. That can be very hard for businesses to chart, and I know some businesses have tried to access the scheme and they're now afraid that having accessed it they may be over, and how revenue is going to treat them at a time when cash flow is going to be difficult for them. I think also in terms of you've highlighted that how you've kept the EWIS scheme in line with PUP, but I think you need to be very cognizant when we go to open the economy that the supports that are given for those who are presently unemployed and furloughed mustn't allow them to remain so. We need to get people back into the workforce and to get back working, and those supports mustn't act as a disincentive for employees to return to work. In terms of the CRIS, which was a large-scale payment, as a number of deputies have outlined, it is tied to rateable premises, and I, like many other deputies, have made a number of representations to the department regarding people who are not able to access payments and supports, particularly in my own area. I mentioned to the Secretary-General of the Department of Enterprise for some months now, people like in the Showman's Guild, who do not have rateable premises, yet they do a lot of employment in the summer season, and a lot of them are carrying very significant lease costs on equipment, and they've had no support whatsoever from the state, and it makes it very, very difficult to them. I welcome the announcement of the Live Entertainment Fund, but again, I think we need clarity about how this is to be administered and what is the criteria to access. So I think that these schemes being extended and the fact of no cliff edge that you've outlined is very, very helpful, Minister, and I applaud that, but I think we must give particular emphasis now on the SME sector. You yourself a number of times have outlined how FDI has remained very robust in terms of COVID, but that is not the case for the SME sector, and that's where a large amount of particularly regional and rural employment is based. So I just wonder what other supports you might be envisaging into the future, and I wonder what your thoughts on how future debt will be carried in terms of after the period of forbearance, what interest rates are going to apply, and what kind of benign aspects might revenue take on that. So in essence, I do support the extension, but I think we will need to be doing more and for longer to support the SME sectors as the economy tries to open up.